Hey everyone, this is Louis7, and I am streaming the Lord of the Rings online. We're going back to Treebeard today to do some group content with my kinship. And I do want to apologize for the little bit of delay with getting things started. OBS decided to go all weird on me and basically messed all my settings up for the camera. Did not mess the crop up, which is good. It would have taken me a lot longer to get things started if it had messed that up. But anyway, if things go wrong with the webcam, especially the lighting, that might be why, and hopefully I don't have to mess with that too much throughout the stream, but that is just something to keep an eye on. Anyway, as far as what we're doing today, I already mentioned Treebeard, but today we are back to grouping with my kinship, who is mainly on a Nor, and we are going to be doing some high-tier landscape stuff. High-tier as in currently, I believe the plan is to stay on tier 7 and go to Wrath Tereg, which is already a place with elite goblins that on Deadly, which would be tier 3, they were already quite deadly. Did a ton of damage to my Guardian. So we're going to be doing that higher tier, but with a group. Currently we have 6 people, it looks like, online. 6 people at least in the that are planning on doing this. I don't know if the level 4 would quite make it to this, but yeah, that is what we're doing today, and I'm very excited because my experience on the server with actually doing very high tier with a group has been limited because we did that maybe, clear my throat for a second, but did that maybe for 2 or 3 hours on the launch day, and this is just the second time getting back to it, so excited to see how it goes, how well or how bad it goes, either way. But this character, I guess I need to start traveling there on him. We got the subscriber town services, so all set on that, and we can go back to Kellendam, which I probably already had my milestone skill set to that. Let's see, return home, is that what it's called? Hold up. I might not actually have that. I think I might need to click a map or open something that'll actually give me the skill. I guess I did not set this character up quite all the way with something like that. I did the introduction skip, so perhaps that's where I am missing something with a return home skill right now, but we'll wait to worry about that later. Maybe we can actually just go to this thing. This is it, I think. Yeah, milestone skill. There we go. Now I have that, and I should go ahead and set it just so it's set somewhere. I think it's already default to Kellendam for a high elf, but going to do that. I did want to say hello to David and Patrick, who were here before the stream started, as well as Blue5, who is looking forward to this, just like I am, it sounds like. Let's see, the crafting for this character. He can get either the mines or the wood. Either of those. So while traveling, I'll maybe look for that stuff. Otherwise, we are going to go, as far as I know at least, to Wrath Tereg. That was the plan. Things can change sometimes. Oh, I was wondering why things looked a little bit weird, but I remember last stream I was in the update 30 zone and had to adjust some of my graphics settings because that place is laggy, unfortunately. It is just a very laggy zone, but I can change. The main thing that I saw was causing lag. There are a bunch of things in the zone that could potentially cause lag, but the biggest thing impacting my performance was the object draw distance, oddly enough. So when I turn it down, you can see the trees get super pixelated, the ones in the distance, and the landscape just looks a little bit maybe barren, a little bit empty, because all the objects are drawing. It looks actually a little bit empty anyway right there. But yeah, that is... I still don't know exactly. I should say I get why it does that, but I was kind of surprised that that was something, because usually distance doesn't seem to affect performance too much, but I guess in the case of update 30 and maybe even things like Pelennor it does, with all the objects that are there. Usually zones with a bunch of busy things and objects like that are going to be lower FPS, I have found. So it kind of makes sense. Now the water looks really bad here. I know I was messing with my settings quite a bit, but I will say, whatever I did with water, post-processing effects? Yeah, that looks better. It still doesn't look all that great of a pool of water, but that was really bad quality without the post-processing effects right there. Okay, so I don't know where everybody in the group is, if they're making their way here or what exactly is going on. And Blue5, you tipped, it looks like 10 euros, I believe that is. First of all, thank you very much for that. And second of all, you said you wouldn't have gotten far without my videos after returning to the game you played when Moria launched. And I agree, you have a lot of catching up to do. There's been so many things that not only have been added to LOTRO, there's tons of content that has been added, but a lot of changes to different things in the game and new systems introduced, and some of the new systems introduced have gone to the wayside and haven't really been updated. But yeah, there is tons of new stuff, and I'm glad my videos have helped. And again, I really do appreciate the tip. I'm currently working on trying to upgrade some stuff with my computer, and if they're ever in stock, funds like that are going towards my GPU fund, but have to wait for things to get in stock for it to matter too much. Unfortunate situation right now if you're trying to get like one of the new RTX GPUs or even old GPUs. Like I'm running a GTX 970 right now, which is a few years old. So I'm slowly making my way towards Rathreg here. This character's outfit and just everything about him is really weird, but I like it. Using a pig, a boar as a mount for one is weird, especially on an elf. I'm not the biggest fan of it. It's just something different. I don't really use the boar all that much. So it's something different, which that part is nice. That wolf is very scary. I think people are grouping up at Gondomon is what is happening right now. I don't know if I can kill this wolf. I'm actually curious. And I can probably switch to a... No, I don't think so. My damage is tiny. I might be able to heal myself though. Let's see. I don't remember if this character has died. Both of my characters have died. I can slow the wolf. But it looks like I can out-heal the damage I take. That's kind of funny. This is the benefit of playing a healer on the landscape, is you can just heal any damage you're gonna take. But then it takes forever to kill things. Preemptive F. Oh no, Jigsaw. Oh. It almost looked like you were gonna be right for a minute there. Did that do either a lot of damage or this is health lower than I thought it was? Oh no, I finally ran away far enough. I did not do that on purpose. I was actually going to try to kill that wolf. Single little wolf taking that difficult, but we are on tier 7 right now, which is deadly +4. That is the 3rd highest difficulty. Looks like not everybody is grouped up yet, but I will wait out here outside Rathreg. I don't know if it's the best idea to try to kill things. I can get my DPS spec set up, so there are 2 options I have. Yellow line would be really nice for some of the utility, but red line could have some nice damage where I could actually see the damage over time effects applied. So there's benefit, I think, in both of those specs for group content. For solo, I actually think the Yellow line Rune Keeper could be one of the better specs solo on high difficulty. Hello. If I'm not talking, I can, which is not frequently. I don't think they can. Clubs and axes. Okay, I had to turn my volume up for... Am I, was my push to talk going? My Discord is being weird. My OBS was being weird earlier, and now my Discord is being weird. Anyway, distractions aside, let's try the red line for now. I don't know if I actually want this at this point. I think that's better than 1% tactical damage for something like this. We'll go with it. I don't even have self-motivation, actually, that I know of. Yeah, that was actually a useless trait point. Oh well. Respec. There we go. But yeah, for people that don't know, I am in Discord with the people that are going to be in my group, the people that are in my kinship. And it's on push to talk, but the push to talk was being all wonky. Whoa, this skill still is insanely strong at this level. Wow. I remember that for high level Rune Keepers, like, I wouldn't say like 90% of the damage, but it feels like 90% of the damage is in Smoldering Wrath. I think when I tested it, it was closer to 40 to 50% of total damage I would deal over like a 3-minute fight on a training dummy was in Smoldering Wrath on that single skill. Rune Keeper is very fun. It is, I would say, back to being my second favorite class. I know I did my favorite classes tier list and I was like down in the, not down in the dumps, but down a tier lower than it usually is. But I've been more in the mood. There's another Rune Keeper. Turn my volume down to 4. Is that another entrance to Wrath Tereg, or is that something else? Honestly, don't know if I have explored this area before. Looks like regular goblins here. But yeah, basically, for people that are maybe just joining, I'm basically waiting for everybody in my group who is not actually in my group yet to join. Currently, I am on tier 7 solo, and these goblins are quite scary. The bats were okay, and I decided to spec fire for the group to test it out. But I'm not sure solo that fire is the best option. In fact, as I mentioned, I actually think the yellow line could be the best spec. One of the better specs to solo high tier stuff, because you can kite things and keep things from hitting you with stuns and such, which with 2 mobs at once, not quite doing right now, and of course I'm level 10, so don't have as many options as I would as a higher level. The debuff is scary. That much I will definitely say. It would be very nice if I could get one Smoldering Wrath buff on him. Oh, I think that only got 1 tick. Was hoping to get 2 or 3 ticks. It's hard for me to kite and press the shift bar at the same time, which is not good for having the lightning skills there, the ones I can use while kiting. There we go, now we're getting a group. Get this bat, they're the easy ones. I'm surprised though on tier 7 that I was able to actually kill 2 goblins. That was a bit of a challenge there. I think I already used the subscribers jug, but just make sure, just in case. But since it looks like I got a new hat, it looks like. Somebody sent me this hat, and I really like the cosmetic of it, but it does not go with the rest of my outfit. I just put the Hammerhand outfit on and decided to use that hat. Yes, level 10 and my bags are already almost full. These issues don't just start at high levels, they start at very low levels. Let's clean that up. That is a good point. We can definitely clean this up while waiting for people to get here. So lock anything useful, anything crafting related, anything potion related, consumable related, that would be it. Map to, might as well keep that. Don't need any of the armor is the main stuff that needs to go. The ring, don't... Actually, I do want that ring. I want to equip that ring. There we go. Go ahead and save my dyes, even though I doubt I'll use any of those dyes. The only potential one would be violet. Rock salt. Found some people. I think that's the new Midsummer outfit, isn't it? Yeah, I like that outfit. It looks pretty nice. So the mega bag thing, that is actually with the default UI, there's this edit mode, it's a little wheel, probably super hard to see, being at this resolution 1440p, but if you click that, it's at the top left of the inventory, you'll see all these little spaces in the bags, and essentially from all your little bags you can drag it into one bag. I drag it into bag one, and you have all that stuff as one single giant bag. And yeah, keeping the bags tidy, that's probably a good way to describe it. I do struggle to keep my bags tidy. They're pretty organized with the help of the auto sorter. So sometimes my bags will be really full, but kind of purposefully really full, and I'll have a few slots for random loot that I get that I can just toss and sell or whatever. I really like that outfit, Annie. Alright, time to mount up. I believe we have, it looks like 7 people in the group actually, and one person is AFK before we actually get started. Yeah, crafting materials, that is usually, especially for leveling characters, that is usually what crowds up my inventory really badly. I think one, because I'm similar, I like to, if I can mine anything or wood chop anything, especially on an explorer, what would that be, like forest them? Anyway, gather the branches or mine ore. I do that as well as I just hoard everything. I don't like to sell, destroy, or get rid of any of the crafting materials because I sometimes actually do craft on my alts. And on this server, I know a lot of people are starting crafting and such. I can either give these things away to people who could use them, or give them at least to people in my kin who could use them. Favorite, I would have to say Explorer is because I like gathering. Tailor isn't bad. Tailor's pretty useful. You can make both light and medium armor, which is good for a lot of the classes. But the gathering aspect is just most fun to me. Well, you can't do much like crafting and the such with the gathering ones. That is what's most fun to me. Also, just kind of like woodworker. I don't know why, but that's one I would otherwise enjoy. For me, though, I usually abandon crafting or really don't care too much for it with the guild crafting and at higher levels, so it's something I only keep up with for a little bit and try to maybe on one character. So for example, maybe this character on the server, I'll keep up with it at higher level, but on Anor, it's my Warden, which is the same with Arkenstone, but it's my Warden with Woodworker. On Anor, my Rune Keeper with Tailor actually do keep up with 2 characters. And then I have, on Arkenstone, Louisden is an Explorer as a Tailor. But yeah, Explorer for gathering is the most fun to me. There we go. I feel like my outfit was matching a little too well. I wonder if I can dye that. I know I have a bunch of random dyes. I feel like my outfit's so ridiculous that I might as well make it more ridiculous. Oh, that doesn't even change it much, but I'll still go with that. Oh, so jewelry. Yeah, I feel like jeweler, if you're thinking kind of thematically for what your race is, what your class is, things like that, I do think jeweler would be good for a high elf character, which is what a lot of my characters are, but jeweler is not too bad. I guess I have a lot of... Not sure the way to describe this, but way back in the day, it used to be very hard, for me at least, to level jeweler because the ores that they used were a lot more rare compared to the weaponsmith and armorer ores. It would be like the silver ore, gold ore, which it still is, and as far as I know, they're still a lot more rare. But that's just what I always have on my mind with jeweler, how much harder it is, and that you need essentially the rare version of the ore to go with it. You also do have the gems and all that sort of stuff, but... And then, Wolfmika, you said you joined the largest kin on Shadowfax, and you have a bunch of stories to tell, one at every 4 people on the server and the kin a turn of events. There is a similar kin, I think I heard of that kin, but is that the one that was kind of a from there and back again? There are so many things going on about, there's a kin on this server that I don't remember the name of right now. Back on the menu, I think. Yeah, so there's a kin back on the menu. If I click this random person, you can see it. Back on the menu right there is their kinship. But I remember there was a lot of talk about there and back again from Anor, and then back on the menu from this server, and I think it was a turn of events on Shadowfax. And hello, Salty Scrunt. And Dan's Adventure is the coolest dwarf, who is the one I believe that is facing us on the tiny boar. It's not even a tiny boar, it's the medium-sized boar. That is the tiny boar. I have to admit, I love hobbits on the boar. That is like one of my favorite things I've seen out of a hobbit in this game. I still don't know if I'd want to play a hobbit just to ride it on a boar, but it is pretty neat. I don't know if you saw, but the dwarf, Dan's Adventure is there, Skvolnir in the game, did wave. Lag with the jump. I don't know why, it seems like maybe because I'm in between zones. But jumping can be quite laggy a lot in LOTRO, and it really is right now for me. It's happening maybe a second or so after I actually press the spacebar. I think we're waiting for one person, maybe? A Beorning? Yeah, Helagraw does give out level 105 gear. That was the same thing with Anor. We've been saving, as a kinship on Anor, we were saving all our 105 gear, at least I hope we were. I personally was. I had a few 105 pieces ready for when we did get to the level cap. So, that was pretty nice. Not necessarily the best gear, but still good. Oh, what was it that you were missing? Couldn't find? Oh, did you say Shield of the Hammerhand? Okay. Yeah. I thought it was maybe disabled on the server. Or something like that. Captain for leveling in solo. Honestly, I will be honest, I think it's probably my least favorite class for both leveling and solo because the captain's a very group-oriented class, and I by far have most fun with it in a group. To me, it is also the slowest class for leveling in solo. It can be like good for tougher stuff. Shouldn't have an issue with challenging content on it, but to me it's just a little bit slow and the such. Hello, Jensen. And the actual Klisdorf says hello. Ooh. Yeah, we're just south of you. I think we're finally getting everybody here. It has been a very long time. It's been like 25 minutes since I thought we were going to be killing elite goblins, but now we are finally moving into Wrath to Rage. I don't know if we have any sort of objective, because as far as I know, there are no proper quests for the elite goblins, just some fun stuff, and you can get the deed done. Hopefully we at least get the deed. But yeah, the elites are going to be interesting because, as I described earlier, as a reminder, it was quite tough here on my Guardian on tier 3. The main thing I'm thinking of is the elite goblins. One of those was very challenging. Now I see I have something tracked. I don't think I can gather those on this character. I think I could gather those now on my Guardian. We're going this way, I believe. It's about to gather something. That is actually funny, Wolfmika, that Rune, the producer of LOTRO, asked how the person who got to level 50 on Treebeard, how they got to it so fast and make sure they weren't cheating. Probably tons of XP boosts. You said lots of gold and 100 enhanced XP supplies. Yeah. Okay, we'll see how it goes now that I'm in DPS spec. I know I was healing last time. The intentions with all the healers we have, I believe Dimensional and Beorning are healing, is that they should be able to take care of it, I hope. People getting burnt by Sauron again. I was about to say smog, but I don't think I see any smog. I still don't remember what it's called. I forget what people are calling it, because I always think of it as like a flame strike, because it looks a lot like the flame strike skill for mages in World of Warcraft. I gotta improve my low level rotation here on this character. Actually wait to build up attunement for Smoldering Wrath. I wonder if I could burn a single goblin down with it. Maybe the fire already went through. And we aren't staying in combat long enough for stuff. I can still offer a heal every once in a while. Yep. Ooh, double squares. There is a chest here. Oh, looks like somebody looted it. I missed that. But yeah, with the guy who got level 50 first, I believe I ran into them. I unfortunately don't remember exactly how that worked. It all happened in my first stream on the server during the launch when I thought it was crazy that somebody was already level 50, and even in the interview with Rune that I had, he pointed out that somebody got level 50 on Treebeard before Shadowfax, so I knew people got to level 50 on Treebeard very quickly. I was very surprised, though, that people didn't do it quicker on Shadowfax. Oh, that guy died real quick. We're killing these things very quickly, but I will point out we have some higher level characters with us right now. So the balance is messed up not only because we're on tier 7, but also because we have some higher levels who are probably quite strong right now. So things should get more interesting again when we get to the elites and Wrath to Rage. I can't really do all that much right now, to be honest, it feels like, but we'll get to that. I think I can gather, yeah, I can gather this thing back here. go ahead and get up on my gathering. Glad we finally got to combat though. Figure I try to make something more interesting. Kill a spider on my own. Almost. Can't get the barrel iron, have to remind myself of that. See, going to those tendencies of wanting to gather everything I see. That's why I like Explorer, but then when I don't have my Prospector up like on this character, then I feel bad because I can't gather that. And this is a little bit of an exceptional area. Usually at level 10 you do not have barrel iron deposits, you don't have journeyman stuff, but I guess because they're elites here, it's a little bit of an interesting area and they decided to add journeyman tier crafting nodes and the such here. Hope the elites provide some more challenge. This is feeling almost like a normal server right now. Okay, I believe that is all we need here. Then we can get Gazrip. There's another exploration that I think you get. There are some elites there, but there is another exploration that is an elite area. But you can get it in the prologue, but I'm guessing since we're doing this as a landscape group, we will not be doing that today. And I almost went right over these ash branches. Oh, looks like we do have an elite. Yeah, even the elite is going down quickly. I think that's just because we have, yeah, the high levels. I assume we'll go up here and just clear this camp for fun with the elites. Okay, so we're at 3 out of 60 for advanced. Probably not the best idea for me to tank this, but... Ooh, did I level up? I just realized I did level up. Yeah, that was fun. So, this I did not stream, or... it was during last year when I wasn't able to do YouTube and the such, so... During the Bombadil server, we had a group during the PvP server with my kin that went up here and did like PvP objectives, but it happened to be in a PvE area with these elite goblins. So it was pretty fun. A little bit reminding me of that. But without the difficulty turned up, even with all the higher levels here, it's kind of immediately noticeable how much more difficult it is. That is a lot of the flame strike areas that have Sauron ground effects. Looks like our Guradian is about to die. We had a lot of high damage, but We got a ton of goblins and they do a lot of damage. I probably could have offered a heal. I don't know if it would have saved him, but... I think there's an enemy in the back. I could stun that one. Probably go ahead and do that. Our tank is low level, so while we have a lot of high levels that DPS, two of them, I will say, are healers. There's the Minstrel and the Beorning. Of course, the Beorning's still decent at damage, especially at this level in the L line. And then we do have a Hunter who is high level, probably helping quite a bit with the damage there. As y'all can maybe, hopefully see, my damage isn't all that high. Again, it's most of my damage, even at this level, is basically all in Smoldering Wrath, so outside of that I'm doing a little bit of peppering damage, and that seems to be just about it. And then my Smoldering, what was I going about? Yeah, my attunement goes down very quickly out of combat, so it's kind of hard for me to get a big value Smoldering Wrath, but I can try it. And get more tactical damage. Unfortunately, the early traits for the red line Rune Keeper are quite boring. I think they get a lot more exciting, Fire Rune Keeper in particular. By the time you have Essay of Fire, I think you'll get a lot of exciting things by then. To me, that is the big point where Fire Rune Keeper gets most fun. Better get out of that. It doesn't do that much damage, to be honest, the Flame Strike effect, but still good to avoid it, especially if you get tons of them stacked. Anything to help mitigate damage. Look at a club. That's actually, I'm kind of curious if anybody in the group who would use a club, Beorning or Burglar might be able to, or the champion. I think, as far as I know, champions can use clubs. They have a low axe right now. This is 16.5 DPS. It's a little bit intense. Let's see, looking at my... Oh yeah, I was going to check. So I have looted some yellow items which actually have some potential use for some people. I'm guessing... And then I will check the Burglar and the Beorning maybe. Oh, we got another Beorning to potentially want that. I'm guessing the Burglar would like that. Yeah, I don't. Oh, too far away. Gonna trade them the club. Maybe. Here. I'll have to wait. Wow. How long? Some of the things in LOTRO, you have to wait a real long time. with the too many actions. I don't know exactly if that's what this is, but it looks like you have to wait a few seconds to finally trade again. Okay, so it looks like we got the other Beorning. They have a pretty neat outfit. I don't know exactly where that outfit is from, but they have a pretty neat one. If I remember correctly, the cloak actually looks like one of the Mordor pre-order, one of the Mordor bundle outfits, but I'm not sure the rest of the armor there. Okay, it looks like we're heading our way back out, and for anybody curious, there is... Oh, okay. I don't know if we're going to do those quests later or something, but for anybody curious, there's not much point to these elites here in Rathreg. It's just some interesting landscape stuff. I think I'm gonna get hit by the fire, but that's okay. It's just something very interesting on the landscape. Level 10, 11 elites is very weird. So while there, as far as I know, aren't any quests directly related to the elites and the such, I think it's a very neat area where this is an option just for some enjoyable gameplay. Oh, that hurt. That one-shot me. I thought it would have been fine to take a hit or two. I could have stunned him right away, dazed him or something, but I did not expect to get one hit, but that is what sappers do in LOTRO. Unfortunately, sappers are quite deadly. I mean, it's the same thing, I guess, with sappers throughout. Okay, I think they're rezzing me. But yeah, even in other zones at high level on normal difficulty, even sappers can be quite deadly because of their explosions and all that sort of stuff, so... It seems definitely to be true that they're extra deadly at tier 7. Were you talking to me? One of the items I linked? I don't think they were talking to me. I linked a couple items for somebody in my group to see if they wanted them, but I think they might have missed that. I think it might have been this one. It's a one-handed sword, okay. We have not been up here yet. So much little damage. I feel like that's what I'm doing right now. As an attribute, I guess as I keep repeating, but as an attribute of the Fire Rune Keeper, it's, I guess, more pronounced with the difficulty of how weak exactly Fire Ridicule and Rid of Fire are, and then how strong in comparison Smoldering Wrath is. And yes, those bears are Beornings. Both. They are bears and Beornings. Looks like we got a tough pull of 3 goblins here. Can't see the stream for some reason, that's not good. Oh. I Everything looks fine from my end right now. I'm not healing. It must be somebody else. Maybe the minstrel's doing a good job. Yeah, Manform is really good. I would agree with that. I think one of the Beorns is healing though, so they could potentially be doing stuff with that, but that is true. Manform is really strong with the Beorning at low levels, in my experience as well. So I'm trying to find out what the issue with the stream is and why it might not be playing. It's a spinny circle for me, to be honest. There we go. Okay, it just took a moment to load, but yeah, I will see maybe for people. I'll see. I may be talking to nobody if they can't even hear me. I could restart it on OBS, but I don't know if that would impact it on YouTube's end. Again, everything looks fine from my end. Highlight. I did not know you could make a random highlight in the middle of a stream. Okay. Add stream marker. I did not know you could do this stuff. I'm finding all sorts of new features they have added to YouTube streams. Okay. They probably didn't notice me missing too much with the little damage I'm doing. Especially, again, considering we have higher levels. That's the big thing I feel like right now, is our high levels are carrying us. I kind of feel it's unfortunate. Like, it's no problem that people leveled up, and that's the character they have for our group content. Don't want to exclude them because they're high level, but I feel like it takes a little bit away from the extra difficulty with these elites. But I guess at the same time, it's maybe making it possible. Okay, yeah, I don't know if there's something going on with YouTube. It just took me a while to load it, longer than I would have expected. Oh, Luke Strickland, you were loving Treebeard, but you died for the first time. Yeah, it was a little bit sad for me when my Guardian died, but usually the way I think of it is if you do die, that means you did something challenging enough for your character to let them die, because of course, this server, this difficulty stuff aside, it is kind of hard to die on the landscape in LOTRO, especially at low levels, I feel like. There are certain level ranges where it can certainly be easy to die if you pull lots of things, such as the difficulty jump in Helm's Deep era with West Rohan or Mordor, which I've heard has been tuned down a little bit, but probably still a jump, especially with Light of Arundel. Would be my guess. We'll see that when Anor actually goes to Mordor, and I'll give it another try, but yeah, so Bob Stand, this is actually not really standard quest content. This is just some random elites on the landscape in LOTRO that are very low level. It's in Wrath to Reg, there just happen to be elite goblins, and they're not a part of any sort of quest or anything. There are some, I think the prologue goes to one of the areas with the elites, but then they're not elites in the prologue, so it's just an open world area with elites. There are some quests surrounding the area, such as these foul milk guys, whatever they're called, cave claws, and the spiders, and maybe some of the goblins around the area, but not in the elite camps. And there are kind of two main sections of elites. There's the top of Wrath to Reg there, and then also the southwest area where there's a huge loop and the such, which I assume we'll be going back to. But yeah, that part is not standard questing. The benefit of it is just something interesting, some interesting area. And then the standard questing part would be such as that signature goblin we had to kill and all the other mobs around here. It looks like somebody without difficulty went here, which is okay. I mean, if you don't want to play with the difficulty up, you don't have to, but it's kind of odd if you're running with a group or just running in the landscape having a challenging time, then maybe somebody joins you for questing and they have the difficulty low and you all don't group up. And they just like plow through it. Can be a little bit, I guess, immersion breaking as far as having difficulty up. That's why I personally would have an interest in a server where it's like a server-wide deadly essentially setting. I think could be interesting. But overall, I haven't run into many issues with that. And again, for people that don't want the difficulty up, it's a completely optional thing right now. A lot of people, I think, do turn the difficulty up because it's a new feature, and LOTRO landscape overall is pretty easy. Not everybody, of course, wants that experience. But yeah, I believe this ramp does lead to another elite section. I am playing yes, my other character, I'm playing a Rune Keeper right now, but I am also playing a Guardian on this server, and the Guardian right now is spec'd in the red line. So is this Rune Keeper right now. Alright, so Bob, you started the game yesterday, and you got a VIP subscription, and you created a burglar on Treebeard, which is the server we are on right now, which reminds me, did I actually properly adjust the title of the stream? I did, I did not. We are actually on part 4. There we go. Just fix that. I have done 3 streams. No, I have not done 3 streams on this server. Have I? I'm gonna confuse myself. I don't even remember how many streams I've done on this server, but I might get rid of that whole part thing. I don't know if people actually find it helpful, but when I title things like this, I usually try to create some sort of series progression sense, and that's what I'm trying with the legendary servers here, or with Treebeard here. Just have all the streams of this go sequential, but maybe I don't even need to put the part section. If you all have any comments on that from the viewer perspective, let me know. But to get back to the point with Bob about starting the game, I hope you do enjoy it. I think Treebeard can be a great experience for people starting out because there's a lot lower level cap, so a lot easier it seems like to catch up, maybe not as intimidating with all the content, all the levels of 130 levels. This makes me even more excited for Limelight Gorge. Whenever the feature hits, either the other servers or when these servers get to Rise of Isengard, I'd be very interested in pulling a group, on-level group for Limelight Gorge, which has a bunch of elite masters and nemesis on the landscape. And seeing how difficult it is, especially for something like tier 9, would be interesting, but I would think with something like that, maybe impossible. So, okay. Blue 5, it sounds like you still can't. Playback error. Let me try a different browser. I'm gonna put it on follow for somebody. Hopefully they don't get me killed. Okay, so checking a new browser for people that can hear, that is going to be the delay. I think, never use Microsoft Edge, but I do believe I have it. I can go to YouTube. It appears to be working on that. So close that out, but yeah, it's working for me on Edge and Chrome. Maybe I could try it on my phone. Oh, we did finish our Goblin Slayer deed. Okay, so trying to do something while I pull this up on my phone. So far working on my phone. I think I was getting maybe some echoing with audio there for a minute. Oh, looks like we're heading out, not getting that. We got the exploration we needed. I guess we're not going to venture to the rest of the elites. Wait, we going down? I guess they determined it was safe. This is our shortcut, but yeah, everything... So I am going to check some sources to see if there are any issues with YouTube right now. Hopefully not. But there have been. One time I was trying to stream, it was actually World of Warcraft from a while ago. But I should probably at least put it on follow somebody in the game, so. Okay. So I at least have it on follow for somebody that people that can watch right now, but let me see if I can find. Okay, looks like I'm still following this guy. Does not look like, at least I'm not seeing any issues as far as YouTube's end, so it could entirely be on my channel or my stream's end. So Luke, it sounds like it's working for you, 1080p 60. That is something I can check on my end. No, I'm having, actually just had an error occurred when I tabbed over. I'm going to be right back. It'll be hopefully like just 5 seconds, something like that. Okay, so should be back. I restarted the stream on OBS. I don't know why that would impact that. I do have up to 1440p. We'll see if that works. 1440p seems to work. I wonder... See, now that I'm looking at my stream in more detail instead of on the tiny OBS preview window, I saw that was slightly misaligned. It wouldn't bother me if I didn't fix it, but yeah, that seems to all be working on my end. I see the views went way down randomly also, so perhaps people are having issues either finding the stream, or maybe just not many people are watching it right now, which is possible, but it is kind of unusually low viewership for one of my LOTRO streams right now, and perhaps playback issues could partially explain that. I think it actually is showing a weird drop to 2. Yeah, so Wolf Mecca, I was reading Shiny Legion's comment. I had no idea what he was referring to. Stream error and refresh to correct. That's what worked for me. When I did have that issue, I refreshed and it came back. Okay. Hopefully they didn't notice me missing essentially from the gameplay this whole time. Sorry for all the issues with the stream, but that's causing issues with the gameplay. I'm not paying attention to the game that I'm supposed to be streaming. I believe we already got the quest done for most of us. The spiders would be good for Spider Slayer Deed, but the person that joined a little bit late, we're getting the quest done for them, but again, we get at least the Spider Slayer Deed, which is quite helpful here, I will say, especially if that's something we do actually want to get done. With all the high levels, I honestly wouldn't mind going ahead and moving to Volwood Forest, but perhaps pushing things on a server like this when you get slow XP is probably not the best idea anyway. So maybe we'll do some of the spider stuff up there, not sure. We also have Keladul just as an interesting place to go. If it were up to me, I would vote to turn the difficulty up to the max to tier 9. But right now we are, as the title says, I believe, tier 7. Let's see if I randomly go to my stream again. I was going to check out if it was showing, yeah, it shows on YouTube fine. Seems to work, but there definitely are odd things. Tier 9 is deadly +6, yes. They have those names a little bit confusing. Usually I refer to it by the tier number, but I know some people refer to it by deadly, but tier 9 is basically the highest difficulty, which is deadly +6, just for reference. What we are on right now is tier 7, which would be deadly +4. Andrew McKinnon, you are getting stream error as well. Okay, so looks like refreshing. So it doesn't, so even other streams? At least I guess one good thing to know is it's maybe not entirely on my end. Hello James Beveridge, you said you have a champ running on deadly +3, so that would be tier 6. So one thing I thought with my Guardian's experience so far, and even this character's a little bit, I think they wanted to send me a weaponsmith recipe, but it's my other character. That stream wasn't available in 1080p. That is so weird. What is the YouTube on Twitter? There's something they post, like maybe YouTube support or something. When they had the big issue that one time, I don't think it was the full YouTube Twitter, but it was some side YouTube thing, like I don't think it was YouTube support. Creators? Still probably not, but maybe. Wow, refresh probably 3 to 5 times. I really don't think I'm trying to find things that I could do. I already restarted the stream as far as OBS, but if I try to restart the stream on YouTube's end, it will come as a new watch page, and essentially can't really do that with the way streaming works on YouTube. I even tried to edit something random while I tried to edit the title, and I forgot how many times I've even played on the server so far. But yeah, hopefully it starts working for people and working consistently. Until then, I'll try to maybe focus a little bit more on the regular stuff instead of just worrying about the issue. I do want to try to get these ash branches. And I've been in the middle of like trying to reposition for a while, so I'll go ahead and actually do that. Now I can go back up. Okay, finish that. Hammer fist. There is a club with agility. Yeah, with all the high level people might be good. And hello to... I did not recognize that name. Let's see, I have to think how to say that. There are a couple options that are coming to my mind. Estes the Bestes, maybe? See, I see a lot of familiar names in the chat, but again, the stream as far as viewership goes is also down compared to normal, so that is one other reason for me to feel like there is maybe an issue with people actually being able to play the stream. Missions. Can't do them for 8 more levels as far as I know.
Greetings, traveler. Greetings, traveler.
Yep, Kellendam. Arch is probably close by. I think we're going to try to group up for the Old Forest, though. I mentioned maybe we won't do that because it's a bit high level, and on this server with the low XP might not be the best idea. For me personally, if we actually spend a lot of time there just grinding mobs, it wouldn't be much of a grind to me. But that's a whole thing I could talk about. But it's something I've been thinking about because I've been making videos on like grind, even though grind can be a good thing. But I think if it's a grind, then it's a bad thing, which may just be more so semantics in the definition of the word grind. But you should have the swift travel there unlocked as far as I know. Do not think so. Oh, I haven't been there, and I was able to. But anyway, with a grind, my general thing on grind in a game, like LOTRO, for example, is end-game grind, importantly not pre-end-game grind, which I believe there are big issues with, is a good thing, but it shouldn't feel like a grind. If it feels like a grind, like you're just grinding for loot or something, then that is usually when it gets more annoying to me. If you're doing fun stuff and it feels fun, then that is when it's good, is essentially the short version of how I feel about grind. But can go ahead and start, I think, making my way to Buckland. Or I could craft for a little bit. Might as well craft for a little bit while we're waiting on people. The highest in your group. Yeah. Look. Alright, for now I will craft, but it sounds like we're considering turning the difficulty up all the way, which I would be in favor of. Okay. I was gonna offer to go to Kellendam and do it, but can't craft anything useful for the... Actually could. I could make myself some medium armor. I don't know if it'd be that big of an upgrade. It looks like decent-ish of an upgrade. If I had more medium hides, I would. There. Have to try to convince people to give me some hides for if I actually craft them gear, but that is currently what we are working on. A little bit of a slow part as we travel and the such. Again, unfortunately with YouTube, it seems to be having issues for people that are fortunate enough to watch this. You can hear that, but I guess if you can't watch this, then you can't even hear that. was hoping one of the, like, level 20-ishes would have some extra medium hides and resources, but does not appear to be the case. Hey, Cademan. I just saw a little hobbit here. Looks like nobody has medium hides, unfortunately. I can't check the auction house. I doubt I have that much gold. I have 327 silver, but we'll see if some people have some good offers on the auction house. Probably not would be my guess, but maybe people are nice enough to post some cheap hides. Yeah, these are already not really the expensive. Actually, that's a really good deal. Okay, Zazu, whoever Zazu is, I have to thank them for posting really cheap medium hides. I have no idea who they are, but they had good price medium hides. And Bryant, that is no problem that you had to use them, or you had to give them to your wife. I do appreciate the thought at least that you could send those, if not. That is one nice thing about Fresh Start server. There are, of course, 2 options, but with all the established servers, it's a little bit less likely that I'll run into random people that happen to play on the same server, but it is nice that there are people in chat and the such that watch these streams that can actually be on the same server that I am on. Oh no, I did not mean to make that. Brush, medium, yeah, okay. That was a big mistake. I need bolts of linen cloth. Hopefully there's a supplier nearby. I am here. Yeah, I was just looking for medium hides. I'm trying to craft myself level 12 armor, but I cannot find a supplier. I was hoping there was a supplier here. There's all the crafting stuff. I'm not completely done, but I have Journeyman open and can craft level 12 stuff. Oh, yep, got those, thanks. I might actually have a lot more to send you. Wow, I got a ton from Wrath to Rig there, all the goblins being friendly with their drops today. Okay, I'm sending some scholar stuff. This is the great thing about the new server is Bakalonius, glad you were able to 1, make the stream, and 2, the stream work for you. Sounds like there's some issues either with YouTube or at least my stream. I think more broadly with YouTube it sounded like, with people watching stuff right now having playback errors. Even I had that for a brief moment with my own stream. And yes, this is a fresh start Rune Keeper who is already crafting himself a bunch of armor and the such. Not a bunch of armor, but some armor. I'm going to go ahead and stack up on a bolt of linen cloth. We maybe want, see if I can afford 50 of those. And then I also want the medium armor version, spool of fine thread. Don't have that much gold. Oddly enough, gold is actually somewhat-ish of an issue. And yeah, oh, you can create polls now on YouTube? They are adding so many things. Wow. I remember I was looking for a poll feature. I gotta make a new poll. I don't even know what to make the poll of. I have to make one. Hold up. Okay, there should be a poll coming. I cannot see it if there is. But there might be a poll on my stream. And hello, Campaz. Okay, I can end the poll. I can watch y'all vote. If you can watch the stream, vote yes. If you cannot watch the stream, vote no. Oh no, we already have a no vote. That is not good. Okay, let's see if somebody sent me some medium hides. Light hides, I'm getting tons of light hides. I need medium hides. I'm trying to keep track of who said what. Okay, I think some people are AFK. Best vocation for raiding? I don't know that there's any particular best vocation for raiding. Scholar can be pretty good just because you can craft some important consumables, but all the other ones, I don't really know. I don't pay attention to crafting that much for current endgame because it's just not interesting to me. Crafting gets really boring at that point to me, unfortunately, and I think you can craft essences or something like that, but I'm not even entirely sure. And that is the opposite. I don't know who Scott Wolf is, but they were asking if anybody from Mytho League was on. Or anybody from Mytho League was on. I'll send them a tell. I have no idea who they are. I usually don't directly recruit people to my kinship, but okay. Oh yeah, Cook is also really good. Ooh, tons of people are sending stuff. Somebody just cheered at me. That was happening all the time. What was it? Last Wednesday? Are these servers that young? That was last Wednesday. I can't believe the server is only a week old. It feels like 2 weeks old. Just because it's felt like such a long time since last Wednesday. Tons of people were cheering in the such at me when the servers launched. It was very weird. Tinker. No. I think that sounds like a World of Warcraft type thing for making like sockets and the such. I think in World of Warcraft, blacksmiths could do like a belt buckle, which would give a gem slot, something like that. And then of course jeweler would make gems or whatever it was called in WoW. But anyway, the point is, all the crafts can make essences, I think, which would be the socket type thing in LOTRO. Yeah, legendary crafting, if it actually is useful in the future, that can maybe make it more interesting. One of the things I thought, there are a lot of things with crafting that I've thought about, but one is just general gear crafting. That becomes, I think, a lot worse at the medium to high levels. There is the Anorian tier, but that is the exception. Everything that is 50 after the Supreme tier, so 60 plus, there is no like baseline armor set that you can just craft. Again, the Anorian tier being the exception. And I think that's something important that they need to add to make crafting exciting again. I would also honestly like to see a removal of the time gating of, what's it called, guild crafting. I would either like to see guild crafting phased out and everything from guild crafting turned into default crafting, or removal of the time gating with at least building the reputation and crafting all the little patch things. I forget exactly what they're called. But anyway, crafting the rep items for the crafting guilds. That is something that does not make me want to craft at high levels. In fact, just the opposite. And then legendary crafting, the note on that is that crafting weapons gets very boring at high levels because it's all legendary items, and then after level 100 you just keep the same imbued LI. So for me, that's also very unexciting, and perhaps if they do some interesting stuff with the new legendary system, then that is where maybe there could be some excitement added back. Excuse me there. I have had some, I don't know, dry mouth lately. A little bit dry, but weird mouth lately. My mouth goes through phases of being weird. Apparently with my saliva to dryness ratio. I have no idea what I'm talking about. Yeah, more Bear-Warning healing gear could be interesting, like through crafting. We have at least one Bear-Warning healer in this group. Oh, it's 8:20 not 8:20 server time, but it is 9:20 server time. Oh no, don't want to join the bounders. We're not joining the bounders. We're no Hobbit. Just getting all these these quests from Buckle, and don't know that we'll do them all, but I believe we're going to start with the Old Forest, but might as well go ahead and pick up all the quests. So it looks like, wow, almost half the people voted no. We have 21 votes on the poll, and almost half the people voted they cannot watch it, which would mean 10 people voted no and 11 people voted they can watch it. Really, I wish there was something I could do, but I don't think there is. Uh-oh. Yeah, the viewer count is a lot lower than it usually is for my streams. Sometimes views are a little bit low, but this is exceptionally low. It is definitely not usual. The one time we did have YouTube issues, YouTube as a whole was down. So it's a little bit weird. I'm still not seeing anything. I don't know exactly where to follow on Twitter, but as far as issues with YouTube, I'm not really finding anything. There's like down detector, something like that. Let's see what that says. There are a lot of reports of issues right now. It really spiked around when I started the stream, actually. Yeah, like right when I was having the issues at 7:20 p.m. is when the report spiked on down detector. And that is right when my views started to suddenly drop off. So I was at actually pretty good numbers. I had 36 views at 7:20 p.m. and then it went down to 30, and then really went down at 7:30 to like 13, and then it's been bouncing around like 8 to maybe 16, it looks like. And it sounds like for people that can watch it, it keeps kicking them out. I'll post this down detector, not to decrease my views even further. This is like a negative thing to post links away from my stream, but just so people are aware of what's going on, maybe they can look at that themselves. But it does line up exactly when the report started going up is when my stream started dropping. And yeah, some people are commenting that streams are having issues, app won't load. That's 2 whole comments, not lots of people. Unfortunately, didn't get to crafting. I was supposed to be doing that the whole time while waiting, but that's okay. We're currently at 12 people have voted yes, and 12 people have voted no on the poll. I'm really glad YouTube added a poll. I found out like all these new features all of a sudden. Can bookmark streams, which is I suppose helpful for timestamps. Honestly, I have no idea what that does though. And just like add stream marker. Markers appear in the video editor after your stream ends. Okay. But they're making it a little bit better. Oh, we did have somebody traveling this whole time. I could have... Actually, could have been crafting... I think they're crafting facilities in Buckland, but I'm not entirely sure. I thought there were. That's what I was intending. Here's Crick Hollow. There's a server called Crick Hollow. I don't know exactly what Crick Hollow is, to be honest. Is it this particular... Right here is where we shifted Crick Hollow. Easily lost. They looked a little bit lost to me, to be honest. It's just thematic towards the name. They might not be lost, but... Oh, a level 20. I'm surprised that didn't one-shot him. I believe we're on tier 9 right now. Let's see, the Guradian. Yes, we are on tier 9 right now. So we went up to max difficulty. I can edit the title. I was going to put tier 7+, now I can edit. There. Maybe somehow editing the title will also help it randomly work for some people for no reason at all. Yeah, they throw the level 20 wolves out at us right away. I should probably spec heal for... Well, we'll find more on level things. But I should probably spec heal for the level 20s. We only have a few people that are proper level for that. They really throw the high levels at you at the start here. Here's some mobs we can handle, little green bats. Chunk of silver ore. I actually probably should have passed on that. I could always toss it to somebody that actually needs it. So we have to look out for a lot of things. I also realize my FPS is dropping. I'm pretty sure everything is, yeah, all set. So that is just good old LOTRO lag. Don't really have that too often in areas like this. Even I know the old forest was updated somewhat recently. So perhaps could have some of the newer graphics, newer stuff, newer clutter. We play, right now we are on the Treebeard server. And we are on, as far as the landscape difficulty feature on the server, we are on the max difficulty right now, tier 9. And a couple of us are under-leveled, I guess a few of us. About half of us are under-leveled, and about half are a little bit over-leveled. Main characters, so main characters I have both Anor and Arkenstone. I would say overall Anor is probably my main server, followed by... Treebeard and Arkenstone are pretty equal recently, but Arkenstone would be the other server that's like non-legendary server. So Blue 5, it is working for you. Nice. I'm glad more people can watch the stream, even though as the poll goes on, more and more people are voting no. But yeah, hopefully it does kick back up, because we're doing exciting stuff again. I guess, well, a lot of the Wrath to Rag was during low viewership times when ooh, that was... I saw the health go down there. Fortunately, we do have people that can res. We're high enough level for that. We're in combat with the root. Gotta get this, and I realized we just, as a group, had our AFK break about 20 minutes ago, 10 to 20 minutes ago, and I need to use the restroom, but that is maybe something we can save for later. If we get to another sort of break moment. There was a mushroom that I targeted. It was somewhere. Actually, I forgot where it was. Maybe it was to the north. Do we have any mushrooms yet? There is a savory mushroom. I don't know if I can go through this way. I don't think you can. Yeah, I think. Hello, Nathan Philip Connors. You got unbanned. Oh no. I meant oh no about getting banned, but it sounds like a lot more people are able to finally watch the stream. I see the viewership is going up again. Not quite to normal amounts, but a lot higher than it was. If we're at 18 right now, the highest we were at before that was 16 during the issue period. During the non-issue period, this was looking to be a quite good stream in the 30s, but oh, that's a tater, not a mushroom. Alright, I will help with the broken oak group. There's a mushroom down here. There are mushrooms down here. Maybe people will get their mushrooms. I guess a lot of people decided to run north instead of south first, like me. I'm left out way down here, but I can have the stuff back up there. Yeah, somebody in my kin is commenting how populated the server it is, and with 404 people it's a little bit down, but it is Wednesday evening. It's peak time, but maybe not peak day. I think that's when the issues of why there's Treebeard and Shadowfax started happening, with some people feeling like they ran out of content and some feel like it went too fast. Ooh, level 17. Can't get the silver deposit yet. Don't think we need the oaks yet, it looks like. That might be another quest, maybe from Anso's camp or something. I think there's a quest eventually for the actual Hewurns here, but yeah, don't have the quest for them quite yet. We do have more people shifting their vote, I guess, to yes on being able to watch the streams, so that is good. Number is going up and more people voting yes. I'll leave that up for a little bit. Again, for people that didn't catch that, just found out that was a feature. We don't actually need to kill bats. I thought we needed to. Again, this could be other quests that I'm thinking of, maybe from Anso's camp in this area. Ooh, don't entirely remember. Wow. Wrath of the Righteous. We did a fancy fellowship maneuver on accident. It was a 3-1, but still. I did green for heals. And other people are, I guess, more damage focused. I wonder if our fellowship maneuvers are really weak or if they're normal strength. If they'd actually be useful now. I'm also not sure on that one. Of course, we don't have any pets to begin with, it looks like. There's a dwarf following me. Everybody was heading south. I only went north to gather some things. There is a flower just southeast of me, and I don't know how many mushrooms you all have. I am about to get the 4th out of 8. Yeah, just south of me a few steps. Kind of hard with so many people to keep everybody on track, make sure everybody gets everything, but maybe. I must have missed it when he did. Thought I saw another mushroom over here. Perhaps not. Oh, looks like somebody pulled the oak. I can't heal them. I probably don't want to heal them. They're just running away. I don't know where that... I thought I saw a mushroom. Another mushroom, not just the one I got, but maybe I'm mistaken on that. Still need... Oh, here. Maybe this was it the whole time. But I'll still need 2 more mushrooms after this. Okay, and then there's a mushroom on the other side of the trees, of course. Maybe we can get back to that. I am happy once again that more people are finally able to watch the stream, it looks like. Hopefully the issues are gone, and that is the real viewership and people aren't just having issues. I'll go ahead and close the poll now because it looks like it is trending in a positive direction. We'll keep it at that. Okay, so that's interesting with the poll feature. It works like I feel like it should. It shows you the results and all that after you end the poll as well. So that is nice that it's an actual proper feature now. Back when I was looking at doing polls for the longest while, basically the way to do it would be add bots, and still then it wouldn't even work all that much, and you had to essentially link to a site like Stream Poll. I think it's not Stream Poll. One of those poll sites, maybe it is called Stream Poll, but yeah, one of those. Straw poll? Is that what it's called? Straw poll? But link to that type of stuff. Oh, looks like they're dealing with an oak. Unfortunately, for fights like that, I just can't contribute that much, so I don't even feel too bad for missing a hit. Yeah, that was the one I pointed out. I'm still looking for one more mushroom. I don't know what everybody's at on the mushrooms, but just need one more for myself. Then we'll get plenty of wolves. And then I think we have to go back up north. We're kind of getting ourselves stuck down here. We aren't really going anywhere. I think there's one in the water pool to the northeast of here. Guess that was blocked off the whole time. Having a little bit of hitchy lag, it's kind of weird. Like, that's a perhaps usual thing for LOTRO, but it is a little bit weird when I randomly have some. See, I don't see anything. Usually I can blame weird CPU usage. I'll turn Discord to lower priority. For some reason, Discord by default is high priority on the CPU. Which is, I feel like, the opposite of what it should be. Okay, got the last mushroom. I don't know, all the people in the group might eventually get going somewhere, but a little bit trapped there. I think I just came from that way. So that goes there, yeah. So are we going to the one in the lake in the northeast? Or the little pond? Okay. And did everybody get all their mushrooms? Oh, it sounds like a lot of people have got to none of the mushrooms. That's scary. That's what I thought we were running around doing that whole time, to be honest. The wolves are useful. Unfortunately, they're high level. This is a neat view. You can see the river a little bit, the stream there. But it's really spooky looking. Fortunately, if I took a screenshot of my character, as usual with this server, I'd just have an eye hanging over my head the whole time. Hopefully they do patch that soon. My ideal preference would be they just remove the eye. While I guess it's informative that you might be getting an eye effect, even when you don't have the debuff, for some reason it stays on when it shouldn't, and you have that blur effect, which I don't think is going on right now. It's more so, I think that actually happens more in combat. But yeah, a little bit buggy with the display of this type of stuff. Okay, so the flower we need is, as far as I know, over here somewhere. But I might not remember correctly. Oh, it's at the, maybe at a clearing? Could be north, we'll see. The second lore guy was Philosopher Games from last stream. Oh, okay, I think I remember what you're talking about, Rick. Okay, so Philosopher Games was the second lore guy you were talking about. Thank you for the information. I haven't had a chance to catch or look into any of that stuff. I don't know if I'm heading in the right direction. I just know there is a flower somewhere around here, and it could be in this little area. There are the wolves. Hopefully we're going west. I think the flower, as far as I know, at least, is actually to the west. I will loot this corpse. Oh, that I was not expecting. Wow, those spiders ambushed me. That was a trap. They're living up to their name. Hopefully we got something useful from the corpse. No, our Guardian died. It keeps deflecting. I'm trying to do stuff and then I press it too many times that I cancel it. Okay, we'll get the Guardian up. If we are doing a lot higher level stuff, I feel like being healer would be by far more useful than what I'm trying to do right now. Especially when we do have higher levels which are producing more damage. So now I can get good old healing aggro. And currently, as a reminder for anybody that is just joining and with all the YouTube issues, finally able to watch and did not catch this, we are currently at tier 9. So we did a lot of the early stuff at tier 7, but we decided to turn it up to tier 9 for the Old Forest, which some of us are under level 4, but some of us are also even over level 4. So it's pretty neat. There is also the Breland Woodsman. We're going to work on that day, it sounds like, finally. We haven't been killing too many mobs, I will admit. We're missing out on some grind XP, which could be important in a server like this, so sounds like we're going to try to kill things a little bit more. And the way I contribute is some good heals. Destination Breland. Travel to Bree. Pretty sure we did that a while ago. Ooh, I don't know if that Guradian was one shot. It's entirely possible. These things do tons of damage. I don't know why my clicking's not working there. We're trying to enter the flower still, right? Okay. Just making sure. Because I believe it should be, from what I remember, either that way or this way. Looks like we have chosen there is a flower. That is a different one than the one I was thinking. I thought there might be another flower, maybe right up there-ish, or right here-ish. Okay, and there's another one, I think, west of here, if I remember correctly. At that one quest area from Anso's camp. Yeah, orbital strike. That is what people are calling the flame strike ability. Oh, somebody died. It's a common occurrence with being on tier 9, especially the underlevel people. Very easy for them to get one shot. Oh, that is a mount. I wanted to summon the pet. Okay, for when he gets rezzed, we can, I believe, get going. Oh, we're pulling more wolves? I thought that was a wolf. That is one of their hound pets. Oh, north? Apparently we are heading north and avoiding. I feel like we should be doing the opposite, to be honest, but the group decision seems like was to head north and head on the path. But one of the big things with this server that I feel like we're almost avoiding is combat and killing things with the reduced XP. Very helpful to kill everything you see. But I think we're going the north way for this. Perhaps that could be the way we need to go, though. I thought the flower was to the west, but I think we're entering from a different way, maybe. We probably should kill. For the XP, we should probably kill basically everything we see anyway, though. Got that. It's kind of weird to worry about XP like that in LOTRO, but that is the appealing style of Treebeard. I don't think that bear will count as a bear in the Western Old Forest. It is a refield. We also do have the quest outside, actually. Looks like this bear also doesn't count for the quest outside, though. Outside the camp, whatever that's called, Buckland, in this general area. But these particular bears don't seem to count for that, these particular animals. I think there's another entrance to the Old Forest here, right? If I remember correctly, there will be an entrance coming up soon, as far as I know, to the Old Forest. Maybe it's right here, roughly. I don't know. This was the advice of somebody in our group to head this way, but that is what we're doing. And if I remember correctly, there is another entrance, but it might be right here. I don't know so much so that we'd have that access to that water from here, though. That water area. I remember the quest from Adzo's camp, particularly not going this way, but I also did it somewhat recently. I don't remember when it was, but if you'll remember, anybody watched it when I was leveling my champion, we had the leveling race thing, which was kind of exciting. Looks like you might be able to go up this way, but yeah, basically whenever I did this, I definitely did not go this way. My heal's ready. It is nice fighting on level things. I feel like I can hit them now that I switched to the heal spec. Yeah, it's right up here. Yeah, I don't know exactly how many entrances there are to the Old Forest, but it seems like there are quite a few, and a few open-ish areas that might not be, like, have multiple entrances on by themselves, but this is a pretty open area. I know the map is purposefully not entirely accurate, or may not show you exactly which ways you can actually pass through and which ways you can't, but was there not a flower here? Oh, I honestly thought there was a flower here the whole time. Well, this is where I was trying to lead you all to. Maybe I'm mistaking it for another little pond or something. Okay, that maybe makes more sense why we didn't go this way. But yeah, I think that makes more sense why we didn't go this way if we weren't trying to go to that pond the whole time. I really did think there was a flower there the whole time. Oh yeah, so that is, I guess, the general thing. There's this openish area over here now, and then Adzo's. These maybe both could be lumped into Adzo's. There's Buckland, and then there's also Barrow Downs. And maybe Bombadil's house. There are two areas from the Barrow Downs, actually. Northern Barrow Downs and Southern Barrow Downs. So there are quite a few entrances. Ooh, getting some medium hides. That is exciting. I know one person in my group has medium hides on an alt, but didn't have time to deal with that before we headed out again. Here is another flower. I think this is the flower they were trying to go to. And again, my confusion was because I thought there was a flower at that pond the whole time, but it could be. I think there's a flower on a pond, waterish area at least somewhere, but maybe I'm mistaken on that as well. So it sounds like we'll wrap up the quest which we have. A lot of people I think need tons of mushrooms still. That's what I thought we were doing. We were down running around elsewhere, but yeah, we'll let people get their mushrooms and kill things, basically. I can probably switch out of the heal spec. Don't need to be heal spec for these things. They're still fighting something. I thought everything up there was dead. We will see. One by the old man, Willow, and water. Okay, William, thank you for that information. Hopefully I'm not crazy on there being one at water. was maybe either misleading with my kinship at the end there when I actually pointed them to the pond, but also I was confused as to why we were going that way, and it makes sense. So I think we were going this way. Maybe not to the exit, but south. Y'all are missing some wonderful bloom in this forest. Still, I'm having weird hitchiness that I usually don't have this type of hitchiness, especially in an area like this in LOTRO, but unfortunately, occasionally getting a little hitch. I don't know if you all can see it in like video, but in the actual game, playing the game can definitely feel that. Does anyone else feel bad when you kill basically baby animals like this? So I asked my kin, killing like a bear cub like this makes you feel a little bit bad not killing the adult version of the animal, at least. Like they're just growing up and they're having a nice time in the old forest, looking all diseased and the such. But then well, they also looked a little bit diseased or something, so maybe we're just saving them. Maybe some evil trees. Hello, Claude Lorfan. You asked if I stream on Twitch at all. Not at the moment. That is something that I've actually considered. As somebody who's not a fan of Twitch, actually considered trying to go back there, but there are a few reasons I stick to YouTube, but it's something I am considering maybe, I don't know, sometime this month, but I've thought about trying it either within the next 2 months, trying actually to stream on Twitch once or twice to see how it goes. But otherwise I do not. I did way back in the day and didn't like it. I also don't like Twitch from a viewer experience, actually. If I have the option, typically I actually do prefer YouTube to watch streams as well. And this is something that used to be true. I don't know if it's still the case, but you're also limited the quality on Twitch a lot more compared to YouTube and the such, where I'm a big fan of high visual quality. But I think whatever way with Twitch, it would like compress it so it's a little bit lower visual quality, which could make sense, I think, for some performance reasons, but then you can turn settings down, as far as I know, if you wanted, or if you did have buffering issues. If anybody needed mushrooms, I don't know if that is one, but there's also another one right up here. There's supposedly enemies on my minimap. I couldn't see them. They're little bats. Blending in and the blur effect doesn't help. I probably should not be trying to solo them. We're on the max difficulty right now, and even these little bats do tons of damage to me, but we have a lack of killing things sometimes, I feel like, with this group. Okay, there was a mushroom. I did not need to get that. I was just pointing it out, I think, to other people. And yeah, with all the quests and deeds, if you're used to doing both of those, I could definitely see them running together. It's a good idea, I think, to try to get them all done while you're in the Old Forest anyway. We're unlikely, I guess, as a group to do. If you do... What was I going on about? Adzo's Camp, if we don't do Adzo's Camp, I think that's why it was a good idea for us to get the northeast stuff. Okay, I think we are about to have an AFK break, and as I mentioned earlier, I need to use the restroom, so if we're going to do that now, then I'll wait for AFK. Or, alright, be right back. And I was muted that whole time. I'm taking AFK basically. I don't know what actually got through. Alright, so I am back, and what I was talking about before I went AFK was about y'all getting to look at the bear butt. In my AFK message, I was talking about that. I made it during Minas Morgul, when Louisden in particularly was running through Minas Morgul, so it was thematic towards what he was going through. And that was the first time I did a really long stream on YouTube, especially since getting a face cam. No, that was before I got the face cam. Disregard that message about the face cam, but first time doing a really long stream where I actually planned to AFK, and I thought I'll make an AFK message so people know if I'm using the restroom, getting a snack, something like that. And I just haven't updated it since then. That is, at this point, about maybe 10 months old. I'm back, by the way. Or were you all waiting on me? Because I've actually been back for a few seconds. Oh, people talking about... I remember Pirates of the Caribbean Online. Wizard 101. Heard of that one as well. Didn't play either of those. But I did hear of those games. I think Pirates of the Caribbean, maybe it was something similar. Could have been that. Okay, we're going this way. Here we are getting more hitches. I, again, don't know why that's happening. Haven't had issues in low-level zones. I know the Old Forest is updated with... they did an update of the graphics at some point. But, yeah, this is a time we can look at my resources and see CPU and GPU are not being utilized. GPU even less so than the update 30 zone. Ooh, we're getting high-level stuff. I'm back to heals with these high levels. Yeah, 64-bit client does make a huge difference. It was surprising. I did not actually expect just being on a 64-bit client to help that much, but it really does help a lot. I made a video when that came out testing it. And it was surprisingly big difference, especially in areas like newer areas in places like Bree and the such. biggest difference seem noticeable in those type of areas. I guess we are mounting up for this return. Yeah, that's one reason I brought up the optimization thing in the interview, if you saw that, Luke. I honestly don't remember the exact results of what Rune said there, but there seemed to be a focus on multi-threading, and I think there is a little bit of miss on the general optimization note. Perhaps when Rune himself, he seems to, in a good way, bring a lot of new perspective to Standing Stone games as like a new LOTRO player directly influencing the production of the game as a producer. And my big takeaway was a lot of the stuff he had that he seemed like really intent on changing was based on his play experience with the game. And perhaps playing in a lot of older areas, a lot of the low-level stuff, he maybe hasn't run into some of the performance issues and where there seems to be lack of optimization and stuff like that. So perhaps I should stay healer if I'm going to pull all these mobs. Yeah, Luke, that is kinda true to me too. How Standing Stone games actually operates is a mystery. That's what I was trying to find a little bit more about with the interview with the producer, as I mentioned, and did seem to find a little bit at least on what Rune himself does. I will say, there's wolves back here, or at least one. What was I going to say about Rune? He does seem to post some things on Twitter about general LOTRO things. I just remember something coming up today that I had no idea what was going on, of course, but yeah, perhaps could find out more just by following him on Twitter. Anyway, that aside, for Treebeard, yes, we are still running on Deadly +6, and I am enjoying it. This character is at Deadly +4, but the way it works is it takes the highest difficulty of somebody on your in your group, so we do have somebody that switched to Deadly +6, so full tier 9 with us. Okay. So unfortunately my eye is itchy. Oh no, you all found only bad experiences with players on Treebeard? That isn't good. That was not my impression the first day on the server. Everybody was great, I thought. Oh no. I got one shot by a bear. And not a friendly one. Let's see, favorite elven land. Mirkwood was pretty neat, definitely. Would the Great River... I don't think the Great River would be quite considered elven land. Inadwaith, would that be... That probably would not be considered elven land either. It's close. Guradian I know is elven. I don't know if all of that is elven or not. But maybe Inadwaith... Actually, Guradian, that would... As far as overall zone, I would say Guradian, but it doesn't quite feel fully elvish to me, oddly enough. And yeah, the Mithril League, the kinship I am in, and that everybody in this group is in, we are mostly on Anor. This is more of a side server for us. I will say there are quite a few people in this group that have played this server. It seems like most of their playtime compared to Anor. Okay, so we still need one more wolf, right? Oh, nice. If we get a kin house, I can put it there. Yeah, I don't know if bear carcass would go all that well in an elf house. I think we were considering as a kin to get an elf house for our kin house, because I think there are a few people that haven't ever had one. That was way back in the day. I used to only do elf houses and I kind of liked them, but I don't know if the bear carcass that I looted would go that well. It doesn't seem like an elfish thing. That is crazy, Shiny Legions. I don't know if I've noticed that with people being like very racist and such in LOTRO. Yeah, it really sucks that you all have run, sounds like both of you have run into a lot of issues with people. With that, I personally have not. I don't always pay attention to world chat, of course, but I sometimes find just random things to talk about in it. Once you join a kin's Discord server. Well, I can say my kin's Discord server is not like that at all, at least. I'm not in that many LOTRO Discord servers. I think I'm in, there's like this general server that I think I'm in, but honestly, like outside of my kinship, I have my server, my Discord server, there's LOTRO Foundry, and then my two kinships, Mythal League and Pipeweed and Ale on Arkenstone. Those are the servers that I'm really in on Discord and actively doing things. And LOTRO Foundry is basically just because the people that are working on that, creating on that, have... Thanks. If we have time to craft, I would. Let's see, we gotta find some crafting facilities. Oh, there's only a forge and oven? Is there not a crafting table there? Not crafting table, that is a... Crafting table is a Minecraft thing, but workbench. Okay. Are we continuing that now? Okay. If y'all do want to wait 5 minutes, it's okay if not, but I could craft armor for a few people. But it would be level 12 medium and light armor. Uh, 15 fate, 9 vitality, 101 resistance. I linked it in chat. Alright. Sorry, I did not mean to force a break, just thought I would offer while we were here. Current crafting system. So I talked a little bit about this earlier when, of course, YouTube was having issues and there were like 8 people watching, but I am not a big fan of high-level crafting in LOTRO. I really like non-guild low-level crafting is my favorite. I really like that crafting in LOTRO, but for me, crafting just gets very boring and I just don't like it at higher levels, especially above level 60, above the Supreme tier. So I don't know about the new player experience with the crafting system. That much I'm a little bit less familiar with, since I have played LOTRO for a long time and I'm quite familiar with the crafting. Let's see if the Minstrel needs level 12 armor. Oh, they have good stuff. They crafted themselves. Okay, they don't need that. So we got the Hunter. Let's see, maybe even the Beornings could use medium armor. No, they have heavy armor. Let's see if the other Beorning has any good armor. Okay, they have crafted heavy armor, they're doing good. Let's see what the Guradian, he probably crafted himself some heavy armor, which he did. Let's see what the Champion, he probably Oh no. Alright, I might honestly craft a net set and he can give it away if he doesn't need it or save it for an alt. But we're going to craft tons of things real quick. Oh, people are sending me medium stuff. Good. I should probably clear my inventory so I actually have enough room to craft all this stuff. Subscriber town services are so OP. I'm also using the subscribers jug right now for the fast crafting speed. Like, that was a huge benefit to VIPs when they released that. Okay, I want to sell basically everything. That was probably a useful runestone. I might be able to buy it back. I'm guessing that was a useful runestone compared to what I have, and it was for vitality. Wow. That might have been a warden shield, but I think it was a... Oh, it just... Yeah. The page is jumping around, so I keep selling stuff I don't intend to, but it just takes a second to get it back up. And now we have, I think, clean enough inventory space. I can sort that and start crafting some more stuff. So did not craft leggings. Those are just random, actually really good leggings that I found. Yeah, the crafting animations are pretty neat. They actually make it feel like you're crafting things, I will say. It's not like you're just doing something for a second and suddenly have something. Yes, Treebeard leveling, that is what we're doing today, Pettigrew. I don't know what you're, if you're commenting on somebody else, but... Okay, and then light armor. The minstrel already had a good thing, so all I need to do the light armor for is myself. And basically want to make myself a full set of armor here. We want leggings. And then the cloak, that is actually something. I'm not actually using the shield of the hammer hand. Let's see, let's be nosy, see what cloak people have. Okay, he might want a new cloak. The burglar definitely wants a new cloak, just see that it's white. Yeah, I'll probably craft a cloak for the Guradian. The hunter is using their shield of the hammer hand. This guy probably needs a cloak. Okay, I'll make 4 cloaks. Oh, I might not have needed a hat. I forgot I had a nice purple hat, which is true. I did not need a hat. You cannot get NPC followers. The thing with the captain is that's a specific thing of the class. They can... it's a captain ability to have... What are they called? And I don't know what's going on with my lag right now. It's very weird, because usually if there's a reason I'm lagging, just having played LOTRO for so long and familiar with when I do and don't lag, I'm having a very weird performance lag. But the good news is, I think I mentioned this in the last stream I had, but I have some hardware upgrades coming for my PC, and I won't be able to do stuff tomorrow or Friday. But on Saturday, I am, planning on actually putting those hardware upgrades in my PC. Hopefully it all works. And not a new GPU, but new CPU is the main thing. And otherwise, I am actually planning on changing my setup around. So this thing you see in my backdrop wall where I don't have anything going on in the game. Let's see. I think it's this one. The great map you see back here, that will be no more, unfortunately, when that change comes. But I don't think it's a bad thing. Hopefully it looks decent still. But basically I'm planning on flipping my thing around, so instead of having a wall to the back of me, that is where my desk will be facing. Just trying something new. If I don't like it, I can always revert back, but the next stream I have probably will be like that. Okay, so I need to hand out a bunch of cloaks to people. I need to equip one for myself. If you have extra, I can definitely use them. I am mailing everybody armor now. Yes. Okay, so cloak, chest piece, and helmet. I believe that is the full set of armor. Okay, one person got theirs. Who else was it? It was the hunter. Shoulder. They don't need a cloak. Can't believe this is everything for them. And then I made one for the champion just because he seems to be mostly in quest armor. Go ahead and get him a set, and I think he could use the cloak as well based on my inspection. And then I saw a couple other people could use the cloak, but I forgot who it was. Okay, that Bay Warning probably can. Oh yeah, I need to send, let's see if he's here. Nope, I'll just, easier to mail things than trade things, to be honest. Oops, that did not. I already have a cloak for myself, and I sent one, I think, to Jimmy already. And then let's see, there is Xindrin, that is who it was. This is the great thing about a new server. It might not be the most active, like, exciting thing going on in the middle of a stream, but it is so nice sending a fresh set of armor to people. Cannot. Uh-oh. Is that that is a bound cloak. Yeah, I was a bit nosy and inspected you and thought you could use maybe some medium armor even. But at this point, I feel like basically take what you get. It seems like you were in a quest armor and the such. Thanks for all the hides, whoever sent all that. Oh no. I forgot about my virtues. Okay, let's earn some wit. I need some wit after, actually I don't know if that would be wit, but I need something like that after all that. Okay, to catch back up with chat, we had, yeah, Captain Stuff and Dan's Adventures, who is Volnir in the group, the Dwarf Guardian. Let's see, I was talking about Mithril League, planning to stay on Anor, and it's kind of a weekly group. It seems to be Wednesday right now, weekly group doing Treebeard stuff, but again, we do have people who are a little bit more active and do play a little bit more frequently. This will probably be, I'll try to play on Arkenstone and Anor weekly, but it will honestly probably be my more commonly played server in the near future for maybe even the next month, maybe even 2. I will go ahead and turn my lamp on real quick. Did I mute myself? I don't know when I muted myself. I have no idea. Oh, did I forget to unmute myself? Uh-oh. Who knows what I was talking about? I don't think any of you all know what I was talking about. Okay, I think it was about the content scaling. Alistix, you were wondering of how I feel about newer content being scaled, and what I was wondering is if you mean missions, how they're scaled from level 20 to 130, which is not really open world stuff. Or you mean if new zones like open world landscape were scaled? And Bacalonius, it sounds like you said that it's nice to see someone doing things everyone does all the time instead of just raids and major content. Yeah, I tried to include variety. I am not a fan of streaming, like, if I did the same thing every day and just streaming the same thing, same end-game rotation or whatever. I like to get some variety. Man. They were all going on mounts. See, I feel like they're going at like Shadowfax speed. I was ready to just walk through the old forest at Treebeard speed, but we're not being thematic towards the server at the moment. I think they're getting back caught up. Perhaps I'm the one going the wrong way. I forgot what I was even trying to say, but they were talking about stuff. Oh. Maybe the other one got lost on an adventure, taken by spiders.
Something I can do. Might I speak with you a moment?
Estelos. I remember the name of these earrings, but I did not think they were from this quest. There's at least earrings with really similar name, I thought. A lot better than doing Minas Morgul dailies. That is also true. Doing dailies on repeat, especially on with the way YouTube works, since they're all videos, all the streams become regular videos on YouTube. Just doing the same thing over and over would be a little bit weird, I feel like, for video's sake, but also for stream's sake when I really want to do that. That's why I like a variety of content. Like, not only leveling alts, but for endgame, I like a variety of things you can do. So, like, one day I could decide I want to do maybe, like, the Fall of Khazad-dûm raid and Shakalosh to the Stair Battle's like 10 minutes. Can't really make a whole stream event out of that, but have some specific thing, specific game. Maybe it is going back and doing Minas Morgul dailies, and then the other option. What are other dailies? There's the Middle Zone, whatever that is. Wells of Lingflood, which I haven't even finished on Luiden, to be honest. That's something I could go back and do. And yes, Rick, I agree with you. The journey is the best part of LOTRO. Especially journeying through the old forest at level 13 on tier 9 difficulty with almost a full raid. You always say redline. I think you're wanting me to switch to fire. We'll see if that hits me. It did. See, I wasn't standing in the circle, but it still hit me. There's some disconnect between where your character actually is, where their feet are at least, and where things can hit you. And that was a great example, I feel like. Rivendell's elves are just generic dudes in a hauberk. I don't know if I ever noticed that, Blue 5, to be honest. I'm going to stand in the square. Tank the damage of Sauron. Thanks. Oh no, that didn't count the whole thing. I thought it was kind of... There we go. Well, I can't even pick it up. So I guess I do. I am curious though. I almost feel like I'm missing a quest. No. Are there any other quests I'm missing? There we go. I thought I had not enough quests. Thank you. I have 4 level 16 quests and 3 level 15. Okay. Huh. Well, thank you. Don't know how I missed all those quests, but yeah. Improved collection system. Yeah, a lot of the things that you get in the collection system, let's pull it up. If they were account-wide, that would be, I think, probably better overall. I'm a fan of account-wide stuff. Account-wide is good. I'm not only about to level, I just leveled. Ooh, got my bubble. Yeah. I feel like high tier, tier 9. Rick, you might be a little bit delayed on the stream. I leveled up like a minute or two ago. I do like that the old forest actually feels kind of dangerous again with the high difficulty. Of course, we're in a group with 8 people, but still. And I think it's kind of similar with World of Warcraft. The achievements themselves, the deeds, are character specific, but then the rewards, mounts, collectible things are account wide. And I think LOTRO could be better with that. I'd say, I don't know if these are exceptions, but just some oddities I could see are reputation mounts, but perhaps that's no issue because again, I am a fan of account-wide things. It seems like LOTRO Standing Stone games are very stingy on giving things account-wide, so that perhaps be a reason they wouldn't want to do it, but I do think overall I would agree that having the collectible things, basically everything in the collections panel be account-wide, besides maybe stable masters. Would be nice, especially things like emotes. So the more I think about it with motes, pets, I would definitely agree with those, and I think by that I should definitely agree with mounts as well. Especially since some of those things are account wide. I guess if I'm roughly on level, I don't need to be in the heal spec right now. I'm going to go ahead and switch back to good old DPS. Go ahead and slot loyalty, make sure I keep wit earning. Got Shocking Touch, just making sure I have, yeah, it looks like Word of Exaltation would be the one. So Nicholas, you said you played 5 hours. I'm assuming playing LOTRO 5 hours. And you said one of your best MMO experiences. That sounds good, but then you had all the I was going to say pay to wall, but I'm guessing you mean pay to win, hit you in the face. And I don't know if it's pay to win, but maybe you mean pay to play, which is what you said in the third part there about pay to play being for the win. And yes, LOTRO is very much, it's free to play, but then you run into the paywall. There are some ways you can get all the content for free. At a certain point, it will take a lot of grinding, essentially, and repeating deeds on new characters. There's a spider over here. I have to be very careful. Getting hit twice by these things could be quite scary. That one didn't do too much damage. It only did a little under 400 damage to me. Yeah, loot boxes, they honestly at low levels they don't give the best gear. I will say that if you are low level in LOTRO, loot boxes probably aren't your best option for gear. One of the better options would actually be crafting, especially level 1 to 60-ish, depending on the exact level and situation, other pieces you can get. But crafted gear is very good at that point. And then at high levels, loot box gear is maybe a little bit relatively better, I will say, but it's very easy to get good baseline gear as well at endgame, where I don't think it's either much worse than loot box gear, or even if it is technically lower item level, can still be better. And loot boxes do seem to be oriented around cosmetics, as Blue 5 says, with Figments of Splendor. They're just not that good, and perhaps that's actually an issue. People might get them for endgame, and it takes a lot of them. They're not super efficient, I guess, at giving you good stuff, but that's probably one of the points. But I am still, with all that, not a fan of loot boxes at all. I just don't really run into them as much of an issue. To be honest, there's other stuff I find more annoying than loot boxes. Yes, these eyes, if you get these eyes, I believe that only happens when you're on the deadly or higher difficulty, which would be tier 3+. And yeah, that is what they are for. Basically, that's when the Eye of Sauron, you have the Eye of Sauron effect, and you can get the Flame Strike ability. I think somebody looted that cocoon already. There's a spider back here. See, that spider had a flag on his body as well. That is they'll get the corruption, which has this crazy buff. I don't think I helped with the signature at all. I just decided to bring more spider friends in. Yeah, I think I would have been right around 14. I can't remember if I was 2010 or 2011. It was whenever, a little bit before free to play is when I think I finally really started outside of trials. Random kin chat on the Discord that you'll probably have no context for, but basically talking when some of us met each other. The Jimmy player, they're the main one I remember playing with on Arkenstone when I first started LOTRO, by association with some people I knew in real life that played LOTRO before I did, and were already connected with them. But yeah, a long time ago. And they taught me how to play Warden. They played a Warden back in the day, a Hobbit Warden. Back when I wasn't as anti-Hobbit as I am now. Not anti-people playing Hobbits, but I don't like to play Hobbits. I just never realized Hobbit even ponies were that tiny. Maybe we don't play with enough Hobbits outside of like raids, and I just never see them on mounts. Yeah, I filter loot boxes as well. Maybe that's one reason I don't think about it. I just like totally dissociate myself from the loot boxes. We have some spiders maybe chasing somebody. Somebody led me in a bad direction. Right there. That was not supposed to happen. I don't know anti-hobbit. I think I phrased that poorly, which you might have caught that I caught. Hello, Vulgar TG, but I am not a fan of playing hobbits. It's kind of like in gnomes in World of Warcraft, I just don't really like them. I'm fine with people playing hobbits. I do want to make that part clear. I'm just not the biggest fan of hobbits. I think they're also sometimes neat. I don't know neat because they're small, but like their little mounts, that's something I'm kind of newly discovering actually about them. I kind of resonate with hobbits a little bit. Their love of food is pretty nice. I don't know if I like the same food hobbits like, but second breakfast, all the such, like that. But I'm definitely not a fan of playing them. Kind of like dwarves. I don't mind dwarves. I even kind of like dwarves, but I don't like playing dwarves. Okay, let's try to get one Smoldering Wrath. I think if the bat hits me, we're good. Okay, now we have an oak root. We're slowly getting through these enemies. They're dealing with a giant signature, so I'm going to try to pick off the little side things right now. Okay, try to heal that warning. Okay, we still have stuff in combat. Yeah, do not waste LOTRO points. For anybody wondering, I would not recommend ever buying keys from the LOTRO store. I know for some people, because of the weird way LOTRO points work in the game, you might get them from your subscription as a little stipend or from in-game activities, but I personally don't think keys are good value for your LOTRO points. Like, even outside of just not wanting to support that system at all. I still think there are better things to get. Such as things like shared storage space, wardrobe space, bag space if you don't have that, especially account-wide journeyman writing. I would even save up for Valors compared to considering ever getting loot boxes. Okay, somebody is rezzing him. Yes, 11 Cs. All this is making me hungry more than anything right now. I am, after this stream, planning on eating and then going to bed. This is not good. We need one of the Beornings to take aggro. Preferably, actually a Minstrel could. If they could heal themselves, I'm going to heal the Hunter. The Hunter's the one that can really do the damage, I think. They're the highest level one that can hit that stuff, and they're the only DPS spec one. The Minstrel is heal spec, which is good. Nice to have a high level healer get one shot. I do have a free revive, but I can't res anybody if I get back up. Don't have my res yet. Don't know what level we get that as a Rune Keeper. Something I usually don't have to think about all that much because you don't really die at low level and don't do too many groups for just random landscape quests on level. The time it is 9:44 p.m. right now. I'm in Central Time. Central Daylight Savings Time is what it is right now. Resuscitating? So, it's kind of like if you're familiar with other... Let's say if you're familiar with World of Warcraft as the one I know, it works like this. Some characters, some classes have resurrects. Some classes have resurrects. So they're all out of combat. There's the exception. Some of them are in combat, but the in combat ones have long cooldowns and we don't have those at this low level. The Rune Keeper is a class that gets a regular res, but don't have it at this low level. The Beorning also gets one. Don't think they have that at this low level. And then there is the Minstrel, who does have it, and he is high enough level to have it. And I don't think it's quite like Guild Wars 2 and ESO where everyone can revive each other. It depends on your class, and for your class depends on what level you get the ability to do it. And then again, certain classes have some in-combat reses, but they have long cooldowns usually. The Captain would be one of the better ones because they can get a trait that reses 2 people in combat. And then the Rune Keeper can actually put a buff on an ally that when they die, they will get an in-combat res. But the buff itself has a long cooldown, so it's kind of like I forget the exact name, but it's like a foretelling type skill is what it's categorized as. And then there is one race, the High Elf race, gets a 30-minute cooldown res that is out of combat. Otherwise, Beorning, if you're traded in the yellow line, spec'd in the yellow line, you can get an in-combat res. Yeah, I think that... Oh, Lore Master also gets an out-of-combat one. A new tree has appeared. So with the Valors, the reason I would recommend that is for alts. Especially if you're like me, for example. I am not the biggest fan of content after level 85. Like, I honestly think there are tons of issues with LOTRO after level 85, but also before level 120, oddly enough. So that just happens to be what the Valor goes to right now. Actually 115-ish. 115 to 120 is not bad or anything, but for me, I like the Valor just to skip past the 85, especially if you have done that content. I don't recommend a Valor for a new player. I would recommend playing through LOTRO first, finding what you do and don't enjoy. But when you've played a lot of alts and getting things like trait points, virtue traits, and legendary items, there's a lot of grind there that you can actually skip by using a Valor. And that would be why I recommend it as a potential thing to save up. But I think there are a lot of other things before you just like decide to Valor a character, especially as a new player, that would be good getting. If you do like playing alt, something like the Journeyman Writing that I mentioned, account-wide one, I don't know how much that costs, but that's probably been one of the best value things that I have gotten from the LOTRO store. And then what else? What else is there? Inventory space, as I mentioned. If you like shared storage, if you like wardrobe space, there's all that. There are cosmetic slots. That is something that I just recently got the 4th one, but they're like 595 LOTRO points or something. So there's lots of kind of randomish things like that. Mithril coins would be one. Yeah, do not fall this day. That is the name of the Rune Keeper skill. The in combat res, essentially. Speaking of the LOTRO store, I haven't been on here in a while. I have 6,431 LOTRO points. Looks like there's a bunch of cosmetics. I don't really like buying cosmetics from the LOTRO store. I think that's a good system. If they're going to monetize anything, I think it should be cosmetics. But it's something I don't really spend my LOTRO points on because there are other things that I think are more valuable than just making my character look neat, which of course for some people is important. I don't blame people for buying cosmetics. Again, I think that's a good system. Okay, going to switch to heal while we're in this high level place, just in case. You are falling. You were like 1 inch off the ground. Oh. Sorry, I got one shot. I did heal somebody up. That's the problem with healing, then you just take aggro and die. But I saved the champion, I believe it was there. 1,135 damage. That's why we need the tanks to get aggro, not the squishy Rune Keeper, but hopefully they're a little bit more settled and can give me 1 casualty so far. Yeah, I could see role players, especially role players if you don't do much of the regular game or don't do instances where you can get neat cosmetics, because that is a potential market if they do want interesting cosmetics but don't want to maybe do raids and the such where interesting cosmetics are a source to get players to spend money. But yeah, if the LOTRO store was more of a cosmetic only thing and didn't have quality of life things and they were just based in the game, Or you could get stuff like increase your shared storage space for in-game gold as a gold sink, same with wardrobe space, all that type of stuff. I talked about account-wide journeyman riding if that was a part of the game. That would be a little bit of an odd one, maybe as like a VIP benefit, but we're probably going into way many things where there's just so many things in the LOTRO store that are quality of life type things or little boosts that are non-cosmetic, but if they... Oh, I don't know why I randomly entered Breland chat and wasn't in it the whole time, but anyway, if basically the LOTRO store and that whole system was entirely changed so it was cosmetic only, that would be a time I'd finally consider getting cosmetics and there weren't other boosts, and I would probably like trying to pick out a good cosmetic. But because there is quality of life stuff and even some more gameplay impacting things, that is why I don't do cosmetics, just because I know there's stuff that I personally will get more benefit than cosmetics. Okay, I'm not going to heal this time until somebody that can handle it gets aggro. Like, I can be good at healing, but then I can't. I just gotta make sure I don't do it too early to draw aggro. This does make the old forest dangerous, though. We have to sit here and wait for somebody to res. And then we have some trees spawning. It's almost as if you're here too long, you're killing too many trees, then more will come. If you want to think about it in a immersive way, instead of the just like tree randomly appearing because it respawned. Okay, hopefully we get this guy res quick. This oak tree just keeps on respawning. If we stand over here, we're pretty safe. When you do get up, watch the oak tree. Okay, we're going to the east tree. I think we're going this way, not west. But yeah, we've been stuck here for a good few minutes. Let's see, did I learn my lesson about healing too early? I don't think that is the case. I do have aggro on something. Never mind. Had an aggro drop. Tom Bombadil, the guy who randomly joins at the end of the Will of the Willow instance. That would be interesting. I know Will of the Willow, if you do duo or below size, it does get the landscape difficulty feature, because anything group size which would be above duo, I guess is the way they consider it in all the game systems in LOTRO, is when you can actually have the landscape difficulty feature apply. I don't think that's how I started that sentence, but basically anything above 2-man, it doesn't apply. I don't know about epic battles, I just know like the Wildwood instances, Will of the Will and Agaroth, but I forgot my point with that. That it would be, I guess, interesting to see that feature doing duo or something. Okay, hopefully we get us rezzed up before their respawns. We're slowly making our way through the old forest. It really is dangerous. Unfortunately, I'm spending the time dead. I might just not heal people, to be honest. That would be the answer to me surviving, I feel like, to not heal people. Almost considering using a potion just to get my power up. It'll restore quickly, but This almost looks like the Barrow Downs-ish area. That is the Barrow Downs right there, but this is just swampy over here. Okay, I think we run into more normal type enemies when we go up north again. I think there's a flower though down here. Oh, I think they are still rezzing somebody. They didn't like get the res or something. That happens sometimes. People res people and the res thing won't pop up. Barrow Downs will also be interesting. That is... I hate not healing somebody, but this one I can actually damage, but the roots I know is what got me last time. Okay, I'll offer a heal. I am in combat, but then I'm just going to heal myself, just in case roots do try to attack me. But yeah, Barrow Downs, some of the barrows there I know have some stronger enemies. If I remember correctly, the highest difficulty is maybe Elite Master? But it could just be a rare Elite. But either way, it would definitely be interesting. Oh, big lag spike there. I have not had branches track the whole time. Okay, I think I'm good to switch to redline for this part. Hopefully the spider doesn't kill me. Good, we had somebody taunted off. That was actually scary, because it did a lot of my health in one attack there. Which is what, I mean, we are on tier 9 at the max difficulty, so it makes sense that things are sometimes one-shotting, or at least almost one-shotting. This really does make the Huorn scary. Alright, so I will go for the... I think I somehow aggroed a root doing all that. I don't think this time I was healing, I just happened to be one of the ones that aggroed a root there. And very squishy Rune Keeper. I do apologize for people that don't want me to die and want to see me doing things. Yes. But yeah, unfortunately I am getting wiped a little bit by these roots lately. I think that's what the past two have been. This time I wasn't even in heal spec to get aggro from that. Anyway, we got some branches to chop. Hey there, Plastonic. Yeah, I think we are going to be visiting a certain Tom Bombadil. Most annoying midsummer quest? I don't know. I meant to do that festival this year, which I guess I still have time for. Actually, I probably don't have time for with the actual playtime I have available. But maybe it ends... I thought it was a weird day, like July 10th or something that it ends. Which would be in the middle of the weekend as far as I know. Because today is Wednesday. I gotta get in the middle. feel off balance with the hobbits off to the side. Perfect, the dog, July 11th. So if I remember correctly, that would be Sunday. I don't know if it goes through Sunday, if it ends at like Monday 3 a.m. Yeah, unfortunately for screenshots, like if I really want to be in the middle, I would go here. There's some random, and we had a random warden photobomb us. Oh, and the dog is facing this way now. At least we only have one eye this time. But yeah, getting group screenshots sometimes take a while to get everybody coordinated. I think we're going to do emotes soon. I'm going to change. There. Oh, now I match the... I was going to change just to add some variety, add some color, but now I match the minstrel. Oh, we're doing an emote. Gotta stretch before I do more fancy emotes. I forget what all the emotes are. Good way to find out, not Control C, but Shift C. I don't know why I always want to press Shift C, but emotes. You have all these emotes here. Oh, it looks like that's all we were doing. We were only doing one set. Don't know where the dog went, but it was definitely a good boy. There it is. I don't know whose dog it is, the burglars. I think it's right here. There's at least one here. Oh, the Great Barrow? There's the Barrow Downs up here, but that's not what you're talking about. I don't remember exactly where Tom Bombadil's house is, actually. I know that's where the Barrow Downs, but I don't think that's what they were talking about. There's an exit to the Great Barrow, apparently, in the Old Forest. Unless they actually do mean the Barrow Downs, but... yeah, we will continue this way, because the last time I thought they were talking about something, or I had something mixed up, so this time I'll trust the people that aren't me. The speedy Shadowfax style people that are going all fast on their mounts and such, while I'm all slow going at my Treebeard pace. Just being thematic towards the server that we're on. So you brought a friend, Elistix, to play through LOTRO for the first time. They wanted a horse, so you brought them to the Minas Tirith Festival. And yeah, they were on the Minas Tirith Festival. That one is pretty crazy, the Midsummer Festival. Pretty neat. It's something that made me not dislike Minas Tirith. Well, this part's pretty neat. I don't know if I've ever been exactly to this part. This is the actual proper Barrow Downs right here. But the exit to the Great Barrow that they were talking about. I don't know exactly where that was. This one's caved in. Yep. So yeah, I think we're going back to get the Tombow Metal's house as the next thing. Anyway, I might have pulled some things, but running far away from them on my board here. Okay, it looks like some people are continuing southwest. Here we go. Here's a random house in the old forest. Looks like a pretty nice house, to be honest. Good walls, good barriers. Away from all the evil. Got my wit up. Can finally equip that. Probably still earn wit for a while. Won't quite do. Go back to loyalty until I get a good, comfortable thing. We can actually go in the house, I believe. I don't know if I've been in this house all that much. There's one of those Gondor river maidens. Nice fire here. We'll go through this the immersive first person way. Oh, can't go through that. I assume that's a bedroom of sorts. Nice little dining table. Flowers and such, another fireplace. But yeah, it sounds like as far as the Kin event, and probably for me, it's been going like 3 hours-ish now. It would probably... Hold up, I need to gather my thoughts. Okay, so for the Kin event, it sounds like we're going to turn the quest in and wrap up. And then also for me with the stream, I'm also going to be wrapping up since I've been going like 3 hours. I have a busy end of the week here. Not that I can't stream for longer, but a good point for me to wrap up as well. Man, the jumping on this pig, it's so laggy and kind of odd. I like the jump, but it's like, it seems way laggier than if I were on a horse mount. I know jumping in LOTRO can be quite laggy in general, but yeah. We did get the flowers deed as far as I know. Should have. Let's see. Maybe we didn't. I do have one question. Did we miss one flower or did I miss one flower? Braiglads. B-R-A-I-G something. Oh, see, that's the one I thought we were going to earlier. Like, I thought there was one in that area, but there wasn't one that I saw, so maybe I just missed it. And going back, so this whole thing that happened when I thought there was a flower in that area, somebody's describing the one I missed as a flower in that area, so perhaps there was one there that whole time. When I'm back there, we just didn't see it. So it's all confusing, but maybe there is actually a flower there the whole time. We'll see. 32.2 south and 58. 59.4 west, 58.4 west. Okay, so there's one right in that pond area. Okay.
Hello.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. Plus, when we do barrel downs, there are spiders. Okay, so I will probably go ahead and wrap this up with some crafting, just so we do something while I'm doing my long-winded outros. But, yeah, there's a little bit of stuttery lag that I have been having. It's been more hitchy is what I would describe it as, and I don't know, that's just the word that I would describe some of the lag that I've been getting. There's been some low FPS type lag. I don't know if that would be quite stuttering, but I've had some hitchy and odd low FPS lag that I don't know not entirely sure why exactly I'm having that, but yeah. Been having, I don't know, just some unusual lag today. Could just be today. I don't see anything weird in my task manager, but maybe there is something that I don't see is actually eating up resources, or just a laggy day in LOTRO. But either way, let's go ahead and process some stuff. And as far as this stream goes, I had a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun grouping on, especially when we increased it to tier 9. The tier 7 stuff was oddly easy because we were a full raid and had a lot of people over level. Now when we go to the barrel downs, hopefully people will be more similar level and don't have essentially the over level of people powering us through it. But yeah, quite fun and excited for barrel down. Should be nice and dangerous. Thanks all. So yeah, we were disconnected with people in Discord, so that was that distraction. Otherwise, as far as upcoming content, as I mentioned, I will probably be inactive stream-wise Thursday and Friday, but I plan to be back Saturday. And at the same time, I'll be back with a slightly, well, from your all's perspective, might be very different setup. And then, okay, that is good. I wasn't paying attention to my efficiency on that, but that is okay. I do want to make some light leathers. I don't know how many. I don't want to waste stuff because I could just give some things to other people that need it. See, we need 60, 140 might be a good start. Which just not go to that. Okay, let's do 25 to start on that. So otherwise, oh yeah, missions, that happens to me. Missions definitely take a while for mobs to show up, and it's really weird, especially the Wildwood ones. Sometimes what you can do is run back to the entrance, and sometimes all the mobs will appear, at least in my case, but sometimes also not. It's kind of weird, but that is a thing with missions, unfortunately. One more. Alright, let's do some medium leathers. I do for the gathering ones, for the low tiers, it's nice to master them, but it's not that important. But since I had enough resources to, I figured I would go ahead and just do that. Well, let's see. Yeah, that's pretty much the upcoming content. I will have a video tomorrow. It is the State of LOTRO miniseries. I had part 3 on that, which I did. It's been so long since I've recorded that, I actually decided to go ahead and listen to it. Usually I don't like to watch my whole videos or listen to them because that's just weird. But I decided to do that to make sure it was all relevant and still good and up to date to publish. And I do believe that is the case. Although there's one thing that's slightly out of date in that. I think I talked about the legendary item revamp possibly being before Gundabad. It still might be before Gundabad, but it could also just release with update 31. That'd be the only really relevant piece of information that might be. We might just have slightly more updated news on, but again, I don't think that's the too important part of the video. But yeah, that should be coming tomorrow. I don't think I will have a video Friday. I'm kind of doubting that at this point. Depending on what I got done today, I thought I might potentially be able to, but don't think that's the case. Might as well go ahead and just process these, I think, and process them back. Good chance for this character to get some XP, to be honest, catch up for Barrow Downs. Might do some crafting to level him, essentially, which is kind of boring on a server like this, but wait for me to get caught up and not have to devote too much playtime. But yeah, we can watch my character hit the level up. He's about to level up. We have to get that excitement. There we go. Leveled by crafting. And that is the exact way you cheat, or maybe cheese the system is a better way to say it. You cheese the system of the extra rewards from this. From that, you can get like the titles and the such just by crafting your way to level 50 with the increased difficulty, because you do have the difficulty up. You could also run group instances and all this sort of stuff like that. So yeah, that's basically why they can't add more rewards. Something like Virtue XP is good because you don't directly get Virtue XP from leveling up or crafting or the such. Some group instances, but there are other ways you can go about actually making landscape even easy, even on Deadly too. Potentially, if they did add more rewards, abuse that a little bit. But anyway, that is totally irrelevant to me ending the stream as far as I know. And thank you for the congratulations there, Plastonic. But with this stream, even with all the issues we had on YouTube with it deciding to not work for a good hour to hour and a half there, I had quite a bit of fun here, especially with the content, even with us dying in the Old Forest. That was oddly fun. And I definitely enjoyed my time here, and I hope you all enjoyed it as well. And if you did enjoy, please consider liking and subscribing for more, or becoming a channel member to support the content. And thanks for joining, chatting, and watching, everyone.